Okay, I guess I'll limit myself to one more before I jump in the shower. I don't even usually put my robe on until after the shower because obvious reasons. Let me take my sneakers off. So I swept. Um, well, I guess I'm gonna have this, and then I got dandelions and cabbage, dandelion greens and cabbage, because cabbage is cheap and it's crunchy. So, um, oh yeah, that's right. No, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. I really sort of prefer to be able to speak the same way. I don't like personas. Um, in terms of this Brian Buchanan business, okay, like my perspective of it, it lacks sense. Okay, like in a sense, it's actually different from my children because they're in another state and they were all minors. He's not a minor, and he's right in Massachusetts, like 7 miles away. So, like whatever that was, it's not really police priority. There's probably a lot of people that have had sexual assaults and rapes and murders and stuff going on, and it's like one. All he would have to do is avoid Quincy Center probably, and shave and change his way he dresses and stuff. And then basically a cop would just have to whatever for whatever reason just go, do you have the form of ID? And he'll tell them he doesn't have one. You get what I'm saying? And that's the end of it. I don't know if they have his fingerprints on file, but I mean, how do you just go up to every single dude and go, do you know anything about you? Have you ever met anybody named Brian Buchanan? Does that name sound familiar to you? Or you get what I'm saying? That becomes an arduous task when a person is like a shapeshifter. You would have to rely upon the homeless population that's familiar with him or some of these people that have been his Johns. He's claiming that Sean from the beach, he knows him. He knows some guy named Dino that has a truck. Um, he claims he had a conversation with quote unquote Black Dave. Uh, right. So you have to rely upon people like that to go, not to like beat a person up, but go, did you did you put Mary's hand on your dick? Okay, the police are looking for you, right? Like you could just go to call the Quincy Police Department or go to the Quincy Police Department. You need to be booked and processed for sexual assault. It has to do with public safety. That's why they were at the library looking for you. I'm not sure that's going away for the rest of your life. I heard them talk and they said, I guess, offer them a 90-day. So it's at 90 days in jail for sexual assault. Not you're dead. I don't think anyone cares who your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever it is you've been doing for 7 months. It's just, you're clearly never going to get a conscience, any of you. Like I said, someone on planet Earth knows if the man is living or he passed away. Okay, so I don't know. I, God Almighty, and I decide the topics, not other people. Clearly, the media agreed with the thing about sexual assault, and now it's been 7 months. You go, for 7 months, you're refusing to tell people that you're not dead. And then I told you about Faulkner Hospital in Massachusetts. So then trying to play some sort of takeaway game with me at the news media, where first you tell me you're closing hospitals because they were investigated too, and people are incompetent and screaming into telephones that a person is a human. No one wants medical care from that place. Right. So you shouldn't be shutting off a person who's a witness in a reporter's testimony. The public determines if I'm crazy or not, not you. That's why we have free speech. Yeah, I mean, that's serious matters that don't have to do with, she said a word about somebody. Most of these people, not to be mean, most of these people are drug addicts and alcoholics, and they're going around screwing everybody they know. So I don't think people really care if I slandered Brian Buchanan. Okay? Get a grip on yourselves. The stuff that Jen used to talk about. That's what she used to say to me, that I was slandering her. Anyways, it's a 90 days for sexual assault. Yep. I don't even think I have to testify or anything because, like I said, not that I'm against the Constitution. They do what they have to do. Okay? Uh, I don't think I was just in a courtroom with no person. Okay? It made sense maybe the first day because I just showed up there, but you keep doing this every single time and there's no witness there, there's no victim. So clearly you do that then. Okay? Clearly you do that then. I mean, 90 days, I don't even know what the laws are on the books. But the cop said, yeah, he's going into jail for 90 days for sexual assault. Okay? Not we're going to have people running around doing that to just citizens all over the place. That's effing crazy. Okay. So, and then this business, just to address these commenters on the Facebook again about it's obvious that Brian tore your heart out. No, it's not obvious. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are offenders. Okay, when you go around doing stuff like that to people, they're angry. Not they have a hang up. Not they're secretly still in love with you. They're angry. Okay, and it's probably a common misconception of sex offenders. Right, because you completely misrepresented yourself, not I can keep caring about you. Like, you get to the point where you go, the whole entire thing is based on, Brian, that you're not just some gross, heartless sex offender, and clearly you are. Get it? Okay, and then the business about Faulkner Hospital, you go, it's the World Wide Web. I mean, people report stuff anonymously. Right, you go, one, why did you pretend he wasn't even in your computer system? When I dropped him off there, it was his fiance. Okay. And then how was he out of the place in less than 24 hours? Is it just you're allowed to self discharge from a detox, even though you agree to go into it? You're not that type of facility? Then just say that. Get it? The whole thing is effing bizarre. Like you did something completely inappropriate, and that's why you're going like this. Why would you not just answer fucking questions? Pardon my French. Why would you not just answer my questions? Okay, so I have no idea. I think they're planning on nuking you people to keel over, but clearly they do trials. They did it overseas. They do tribunals, they do trials. That's part of what I do. If I'm still here and the criminals are still here, because some people have scientific interest in it. And there's other people too, because they're academics and stuff. Like primateologists, people that are board certified psychiatrists, evolutionary scientists, things like that. They get privilege to ask you questions. Yes. So clearly, I don't know how tribunals work about you're going to take the Fifth Amendment and not answer any questions like a child. That's fine. And not everyone does that. Okay. Like even John Wayne Gacy gave testimony. So those people probably take priority over me, but I feel that I have some sort of what do you call it? A privilege myself, being one of your victims, to ask you questions because I'm a prophet. I mean, that's what I'm not trying to override people that have scientific inquiry, but some people could suggest that that's God and not just I have an interest. Like he knows the questions to ask. So it's beneficial to other people, especially that brain disease. It's just like when pedophiles give testimony about how they ended up like that. It's beneficial to people that are having distorted thoughts to understand how the progression of that goes. Like, say that dude has never done anything like that before. That's a progression of a mental illness or something. Like before, apparently you had a right to just be choosing to be living on the street like that, drunk and high. But when you're a sex offender, I'm not sure you do. So maybe he wasn't actually a registered sex offender before. He was in specialized housing for something. I don't know if he's mentally retarded. Okay, because I mean specialized housing to me is got to be you're either a sex offender or you have special needs or both. So I don't know if the cops didn't know that he wasn't supposed to be outside. Okay. In the nighttime, that's what he told me. That's the program he was in. It's not normal. Okay, like I know I've met a lot of druggies and people that are sex offenders too. And you go, okay, so you were in a 30-day detox, then you were in specialized housing for 6 months, but you could leave in the daytime. Okay. Uh, right. And he's been kicked out of several programs too. So I'm thinking that he is actually a registered sex offender and that something happened in the works where he wasn't really supposed to be outside like that. Is he from another county? Okay. He said he was in specialized housing in Quincy. He pointed to that building back there, over down, up one of those streets over there. I don't know the name of the street. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's by St. John's Church. But is that even? Does he just make up things? Is that not even specialized housing? And he knew Billy and some man named David that was obviously mentally retarded. Is it like they just wandering around Quincy Center, mentally retarded men in specialized housing, or he said he spent a night over at his house, and then I saw Billy. I'm familiar with Billy, and he goes, "Why haven't I seen you at my building? Did he used to live there?" Okay, I, I know that's why I felt bad for the man at first. But you go 7 months, yeah, you just go 7 months, not a phone call, not a text, not a letter, nothing from anybody from out in Quincy. So, uh, anyways, a lot of people falling through the cracks, obviously. But I mean, Billy's been around there for a long, long time. I've never seen him just strung out in the street. It's not good if a person's mentally retarded and they get put on drugs, by the way. I mentioned that before. So I'm sure a lot of them are sex offenders. But that's how they learn things, right? You go, okay, what you did is actually a crime. Okay, it's like twofold. It would be a crime anyways. Okay, but you said that you were going to marry a person who generally would not be taking part in sex acts otherwise. Okay, so it's sexual assault. They have to be told that. Okay. And then dollars to donuts, he probably will never do that again. Yeah, you need to give up on this proper courting business and be maybe take up celibacy. Right, because if you're basically doing that because you're making up an excuse for brain disease and mania and doing gross man on man action and stuff, right, because you're smoking crack cocaine, I think that seems like an excuse. All of these people on the crack cocaine out there that I never saw at crack cocaine before, it's kind of like Kelly. All due respect to her, people have underlying mental health conditions, and it seems like the drug use is an excuse. Yeah, because that's why they gave you a mass health card. And then all of a sudden now you're on a different drug that still requires prostitution. So everyone partaking in it, the Johns too, like you have brain disease. Okay, and that's why there's so much of this like same sex assaults going on and stuff because you have brain disease. So people are trying to protect you rather than you don't have any rights. Like you're supposed to stay home and stay safe. That could be why he was in specialized housing and they felt at least he would have to be locked up at night. Maybe they thought that would stop the behavior. Okay. Just they don't even do that stuff in Father Bill's housing. So he has to have something going on where that would take place. He's probably a registered sex offender and he's probably reduced capacity. It's shameful, but not an excuse. Yeah, after spending 6 weeks with the person, not an excuse. Okay, and then Just the whole behavior of everybody around him is like bizarre too. Anyways, 15 minutes. So I already went over my thing. I gotta take a shower. So I feel really relaxed. I feel good right now. So I would highly recommend that people. Tomorrow's supposed to snow, so it's gonna be a really good rest of the night. She's up. She's sitting in the wheelchair. So I know you just go. I suppose I'm good till the 29th of February in terms of being street homeless. So I know it sounds bad, but uh, that's why I'm waiting for people to die. It's pretty bad that people have to bury their families so that you're not holding, keeping me a hostage anymore. And it's just every single day terrorism of ending up street homeless and just that everything that's gone on since October. As soon as it seemed like things were going to get better, and I don't know if they did this to other people, because there was a bunch of us, including Amy, even though she didn't want me to tell people this, that didn't have an income. All of a sudden, they started giving us incomes when they never did that before. Like, I believe they do it on purpose. Once they know that we just think they're full of crap and we don't ask them for housing and stuff anymore, then they stop pretending they're going to do something and then take it away. Like, it's really that bad. It's really that bad. So if you don't know any other hostages, um, um, for them to explain it to you, like you just see people walking around, you keep being told people are homeless, you keep being told people are drug addicts and stuff. I don't use drugs. Okay, so some of them are drug addicts. It doesn't mean they deserve to be homeless, right? Like whatever was going on with that Brian guy, he shouldn't just be homeless like that out in the street. That's what I'm telling you. Like, whatever that is, he obviously qualifies for about 4 different programs. It's an atrocity, okay? He seems mentally ill. He seems like he could have, like, actual brain disease. He seems like he could be reduced capacity, and he's definitely a sex offender, and he has a drug and alcohol problem. He's supposed to be able to be put into, like, the specialized housing, like he was talking about. Not he ends up right back outside in less than 24 hours. Okay, that's whatever was going on with you people. Anyways, that doesn't erase any of the other stuff. They would have no way of knowing that, by the way. And what I mean, you make decisions for me for the hospital. So how did you even? You didn't know anything about that? Nope. Because I didn't tell anybody about it until I found out he left the hospital. I don't know, man. They're never gonna tell me because something's wrong with them. And I still don't think that person's my friend based on the series of text messages afterwards. You go, you would have liked to have thought that as soon as I came back from the hospital and posted on that Facebook page that he left, that someone went and found him immediately. Because you go, he was where? Okay, he's not going to get very far. He was at Faulkner Hospital. Okay, he's not getting very far because he has no income. Where is he going to go? He's got to hop on a train. He doesn't walk anywhere. And who would he? He has no. Does he know anyone with the car? Who the fuck's he gonna call? No, you just go. That would have been so easy for any person in Mass. It's the World Wide Web. Any person in the state of Massachusetts to go. Hello, Brian Buchanan, because I mean he has the same fucking clothes on. Brian Buchanan. Yeah. No. You're under arrest for sexual assault. I'm sure he would he actually pretend like he does. At that day, he would pretend like he didn't know what you were talking about. Yeah, it's just like I told you. That's all any cop would have to do at any point in the 7 months is go, "Oh, hey, Brian, are you still with Mary? Okay. You're under arrest for sexual assault." Right. As weird as that sounds, you're under arrest for sexual assault. So I don't know if that means that someone actually talked to him or they just went to the library looking for him. Because as soon as I started putting it on all over the internet, people probably went, "What?" Okay. He was supposedly staying with 2 people I knew from the shelter. That's why I went, Okay, so you guys either handled this for me or you're complete scumbags, never talk to me. I don't care what anybody says. I don't want to get involved. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to get involved, but he's sleeping at your house? Give me a fucking break. There you go. That would be like if I brought your fucking husband here. Oh, I saw him outside, Colleen. I don't really want to get involved, but I saw him outside and he looks sad. Right. Maybe turn that around and go, what are you talking about? That's my husband. Blah, 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 blah. I know you just go, oh my God. Because some people talk like that too. That's why it's funny because I'm familiar with people. Just, I don't want to get involved. Okay, then never talk to me again. We're not friends. I mean, this is not, I know you just go, this dude is a sex offender. I'm explaining to you that the person committed a sexual assault against me, so we're not fucking friends. Bye. I don't want to get involved. No, nobody said, I wasn't even out there talking. I didn't even tell anybody in person about it. Nope. I didn't even tell Devora about it. Yeah, just, you just wait and wait and wait and wait, and you go, really? He's dead? Is that going to make a sexual assault go away? No. Nope. Remember that? Oh my God, they have it all over Pluto, where they're saying that someone's baby daddy tried to pretend he was dead to get out of paying child support. Okay, so clearly a dude and maybe some drugged out a-holes would actually tell a person that a man must be dead because they think that I'm a psycho because they are so fucked up. You don't think that could happen in Quincy Santa? You don't want to be a cop right now and doing that. So that is the beauty of the World Wide Web. That's why you shouldn't be shutting people off. No, it's not threatening the cops. That's not what I'm saying. But say that you ever had cops that were a little bit sort of, sex offenders themselves that have an attitude or something. They can't keep doing that when you're all over the internet for 7 months. They can't keep doing that because they don't want anybody to know that they're doing that. That's why. Right, they don't have a choice but to go, we're going to have to arrest you, right? Like I'm sure they talk to people like that. There's a cop out there that talks to me. I'm not really that friendly with him, but I know other people, homeless people that are, because I'm just not kind of like that. I'm not like that with anybody, but he gets more casual and friendly with other people. So he would probably talk to Brian like that. He'd probably go, I'm going to have to arrest you, right? Right. Dude, I don't know what possessed you to ever do this, or just not simply in 7 months ever call her and settle this. But I'm gonna have to arrest you. Like, I can't just pretend because you shaved your head or something that and you're calling yourself a different name. I can't pretend you're a different person. It doesn't even matter if that's your real name. I know I recognize you. Right. I would hope the cops know what the person's real name is. Right, just like Greg Ryan. You go, I can't just let you be doing that. It doesn't even matter what I personally believe in at this point. Just, right, it's sexual assault. It can't be that big of a deal in terms of Massachusetts law. I don't know if he's got a record, but I don't even know if it's true. That's what I'm saying. He said he had court cases. When you realize a person is a pathological liar like Alfred is, anything is possible in terms of lies. All right, I definitely got to take a shower. So, what am I